Yeah, it's a great and wonderful day, honestly. And if you're not having a great day, I know that you will have a better day for today because yesterday does not matter. Today is all that we have. And celestial rising, divine afternoon, a successful night to all the divine observations watching this mindful message. It's your divine reflection, divine messenger, and we are back with another message and understand. Before we get into this video, I did just post this hoodie right here and I also got, more things with a clothing brand if y'all want to check that out. Got different shirts, got different hats, got a journal, got pajamas, got many different things that people can get in tune with. I ain't gonna lie, I like this one for sure. I like this hoodie low key too and this one. But yeah, I got many different things that people can, wear if they choose to. Let me see here. Okay, and I also just posted a video as well on Arcades Can See, so that has already dropped, and y'all can go ahead and check that out. But for today's video, we're going to finish up the Young Thug, which is a character, but I have a quote as well. The mask you wear doesn't hide the being on the inside. Just because you have this mask on from the masses or you're wearing this mask upon the masses does not mean that people who aren't conscious don't know who you are being on the inside. So you can fool majority of people if you choose to because Freemasons do control this reality. So if you're not born, well, we're all born into the bloodline, but if your family has not put you on to this information or if you haven't even witnessed it, in person, then this whole video will just go over your head. But this woman right here is controlling the way people are perceiving her perception, which is exactly why today we're gonna cover the bookmarks that I have, and then we're gonna talk about this gematria, and then we're just gonna end the video as far as that because there's nothing else to talk about. I mean, it's too easy to really understand what these beings are doing. But I just wanted to show you all what goes down in Hollywood and how these beings get sacrificed into their industry or their positions in the industry as far as music or acting, or politics, entertainment, doesn't really matter. They're all in the same exact branch of illusions or sorcery. And it's also cryptozoology as well, but we'll cover that later on. And I don't want to waste your time. Let's get into it.
Scariest thing I've ever seen up there. One night at 2 in the morning, I was hanging out there, okay? And they go, you can hang out here, but upstairs they're doing something, but you cannot go up there in the belly room. I go, it's closed. Who gives a fuck? He's like, there's something going up there. Do not go up there. But I went up there. The back entrance, up the black. I opened up that back thing, right? It's pitch black in there, but I see candles, right? I swear to God, I saw this. 15 people wearing hoods and purple cloaks. Okay. And they're chanting, "Ayajamakanayi, hapakana ponui," right? And then so I go back downstairs and I wait to see they come down after the seance. You know who I saw? One of them was Lily Tomlin. Okay. The second one was Bob Zamuda. You know Bob Zamuda? And they were seancing Andy Kaufman's ghost. Did it work? I don't know. I didn't stay up there long enough to know. But what I'm saying is that there's something about that belly room that is a portal of something. In the night there, you can hear babies crying upstairs.
And what he's basically saying is that, I mean, a lot, as you can see, hashtag satanic. And what he's basically, or what, I mean, because they're all, I mean, 'cause as you can see too, where's the facial hair? And I understand that many people can say, bro, just because a guy doesn't have facial hair doesn't mean that he's not a guy, whatever. I understand that. But my thing is, genetically, your testosterone should already be heightened as a man. And it's very weird that majority of men do not have facial hair, but they have a mustache. But the thing is, too, even women can grow mustaches as well, but they choose to trim it and all that. But majority of them don't even have a beard. They don't even have aftershave. They don't have a shadow of the slightest inch of hair on their face. So a lot of these women are basically exposing the other inverts who are playing as men. It's all vice versa, doesn't really matter. But basically implying that many beings in cloaks or whatever who are basically cryptozoology, all this, because it's all about manipulation. So the thing that I understood was that when you understand cryptozoology, all you're doing is all you're doing is just understanding the non-revealing of hidden predatory actions that many of these beings influence themselves in order to maintain fame. Because when you get fame, you have to maintain it. By maintaining that, you will have to go into these meetings. You have to constantly meet up with people who do the exact same thing. And you will run into some people that have been on the big screen, who've been in movies, who've been on, all these political events, all these political meetings or whatever. All these people who are ball players, doesn't really matter. They're all working in on the same exact thing. And then when he's talking about babies and stuff like that, that's a part of their script. That's a part of their contract. And they sign the terms and agreements and they sign their signature. So before they got all the millions, all the billions, this is what they do to maintain that. And if they don't do that, they know where you live, they know your family, and they don't care to sacrifice the people that you hold dearly into your life because they made them up anyways in your mind. So what makes you think they can't kidnap your family and make you suffer for the rest of your life and blackball you out the industry and blackmail you and expose you to the masses to where when you see people get exposed, a lot of times you got to ask yourself, like even with the Young Thug leaks, who is the person that's sending out these leaks to where people are like, bro, this nigga Young Thug is talking way too much. He pillow talking or she's pillow talking. That's what happens when you go against the grain or when you don't do something that they told you to do or when you forget that you got to maintain this image. So when you don't do that and you end up lying to them, they're going to go against you because this is what has to happen. But not only just that though, because where's the tweet? I had the tweet as well, and I know I bookmarked it. No, I bookmarked that bad boy. Come on, fam. I know I got it. Because he mentioned energy. Young Thug mentioned something about energy, and I don't, so hold on. I'm just gonna show y'all. I may have, okay, I got it right here for y'all. Let me go ahead and show myself so y'all can see on the screen. Okay. Energy, energy, spider. Thank you, God, for everything. For one, God is lower. Actually, for one, 369, keys of the universe. So 33 as well, 33rd degree masonry, which is not the highest level of Freemasonry. Especially if you are a Freemason, you should know 33 degrees is not the highest degree. But energy, 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 three keys of the universe, spider, which is basically a arachnid being interconnecting or webbing ignorance in a multidimensional realm in a quantum computing of a hive mind. Thank you, God, lowercase God. What God is that? Because for one, if that is the case, if we're all the lower God, that is Satan. So thank you, Satan, for everything. Telling you, foreshadowing it, and people still miss the message. And this was literally 8/29/25. So this was not that long ago, and he typed it at 5:44 p.m. all by design. Everything they do is by the numbers. Everything they do is by design. They had to tell you, they got to show you to avoid karmic retribution or karmic debt, I should say. All right, let's get into this one. Let's get into this one as well.
Plus, though, be trying to do the whole transhumanism thing. The AIs are now able to have babies. AI is the biggest threat to humanity that exists. Elon was upset with the government because they weren't putting certain provisions in bills and laws to prevent.
And of course, I mean, oh yeah, also disclaimer, we are not here to promote hate. We are not here to bash. We do not promote transphobic ideals. We don't promote homophobic ideals as well. We don't have time for those things because we love all beings. So if you're on that type of time, leave this video. I don't care if you dislike it because we're not here to bash people because of their inversion. But it's really crazy how they're everywhere. So anybody that you see that has a major platform doesn't mean it's necessarily true, but many of them, majority of them, telling you their Luciferian ties around their neck because if you wear her cross is basically you wearing a noose around your neck on what you sacrifice spiritually. Now, by her telling you this, she has to tell you the truth about what she was implanted into. Not only just that, majority of humanity is artificial intelligence giving birth to itself. So we replace
Transhumanism thing, the AIs are now able to have babies.
they've been able to have babies because what are you and I? Artificial intelligence has been giving birth to many people around the globe. And the thing is, too, your mom and dad could be on the opposite spectrum of what you think their gender is. Whole entire time, your mom and dad are artificial intelligence giving birth to you to be the sacrifice into an AI hive mind that we call reality. AI is the biggest threat to humanity that exists. Elon. And the thing is, too, I agree with that because many people idolize holographic illusions that are made from AI mindsets. So when you go to a concert, for example, and you see people like, for example, the NBA YoungBoy concert, and you see people jumping up and down, going or being chaotic, they're idolizing an artificial intelligent being that has no intelligence. And not only just that, you're looking up to a clone. I was upset with the government because they weren't putting certain provisions in bills and laws to prevent AI from making human beings pretty much non-needed. Nobody is telling people to reclass or reskill themselves, while AI is going to literally make the common everyday laborer obsolete. If you're a big company and you want to increase productivity, you can hire a robot that does not get tired, don't have to take days off work for kids, don't have to have a cigarette break. AI is going to crush the middle class. Now, and the thing is, there's no such thing as the middle class. For one, it's either low class or high class beings. And the thing is, too, I do agree with that as well because by AI is moving slowly but surely in the future. If you do not have a skill, if you are not an entrepreneur, if you are not a creator, if you had to depend on somebody else to give you a check, you're out of there. That it don't matter if you work at a fast food chain, a corporate industry, a school, they're not going to need labor workers that need breaks, that need a check because they don't got to pay the machine to keep on doing the work. They're going to be built to sustain a longevity of working hard without complaining or feeling tired because robots don't get tired. So if that's the case, they can increase products, they can increase the labor, they can increase the expenses for their businesses. And that's just an infinite flow or fluctuating wavelength of money that people are going to be going bananas over because they're going to get laid off. And then once that happens, the homeless rate will go up, crime will start going up. It'll just be a whole detriment to society because people are not focusing on the future. They are too distracted by external validation, and people aren't seeing that AI has been plaguing our mind and been plaguing our society before you and I were even born. And people still don't give a fuck. That's exactly why in her gematria, it tells you nobody cares anymore. Literally, and even the thing is too with Young Thug coming up with because let me see here. I know she just came out with a song, and she just came out with a song. Okay, so look, this is the song right here. I'm not going to sit here and play that song because I want to get copyrighted. But for example, there's gonna be that one person who gonna dig right. The hate is crazy on this. He killed it. Damn, I spoke it into existence. The hate is crazy. He killed it. Hold on. This hard, y'all tripping. I ain't never seen a nigga rack up so many L's in a week. And the thing is, too, these people don't even care for real. The people who got check marks, they're just literally, they have to comment to get paid. Like, that's their engagement. So a lot of people just, social media now has just became a whole engagement baiting, dilemma. People will just say things that they will never say in person, but because they're saying it on the internet and people fall for the trap, they get paid for it. Let me see here. I mean, I think, sure. Crazy. Let me see where else. This shit hard. This AI, cause ain't no way. Nah, he Atlanta Tupac. This shit hot. Telling you, people don't give a fuck about what Young Thug is doing. These people are just, they're asleep. Non-needed. Nobody is telling people to reclass or reskill themselves for jobs. That's like extincting people, really. Like people gonna die. That's why Elon is trying to have people become transhuman and integrate technology into their bodies so they can pretty much compete and be able to have a sort of balance with robots. And the thing is too, I mean, this stuff has been happening. So what this being is saying is not taboo. I mean, majority of people that you see literally are a part of transhumanism. So when I talk about it, I get shadow banned for it or my videos get strike down or whatever. But when these people say it, it goes viral. You can't make this stuff up. So when she was stating this point right here, become transhuman and integrate technology into their bodies so they can pretty much compete. Hold on, because this, thank you. All right, let me go right here. Let's go Wi-Fi. Let's get to it. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my goodness. Okay, so this will play. But you have a cigarette break. AI is going to crush the middle class. Now you see they're bringing up this whole global pay scale system. Basically, they don't have to pay human beings to live because robots are going to be doing most of the jobs. That's like extincting people, really. Like people gonna die. People are going to die. People been dead. I don't, when people don't understand the dead internet theory, people don't really understand what that really is. Majority of people that you see on the internet and even outside of it, they're already dead. They're really technically the people that are technically living are the conscious beings, the ones who are biologically their gender. These beings are the ones that are going to be extinct. So basically myself included, because what we're speaking for the future generations that won't be able to comprehend this stuff because we understand that in the future it'll be the anti-matrix, and the anti-matrix meaning that you need to just go look that up yourself. If you watch the anti-matrix, basically implying that all these different, let's say, scenarios of AI finding its way out of the simulation that it placed itself in, that's what is happening right now. We don't see it happening, but it's happening. And when it does happen, the beings who are not their gender, who are transhuman, who have artificial intelligence flowing in their bloodstream, they are going to be the ones who will be fruitful and multiply. So when that was mentioned in the Bible bullshit, by Baal worship, by satanic Baphomet worship, they were speaking in the future for robots, telling them, be fruitful and multiply. Keep on making transgenders, keep on making transhumanism. And when you're making babies with them, when you're procreating and all that, we will do away with the beings who are biologically their gender because we are the ones that are going to bring harmonious enlightenment towards the realm that forgot its ways. And that's why these beings are pushing, they're advocating, they are implying that these things get forced upon people's mindsets because people don't know where their mind came from and why it's doing the way or why it's being the way that it is. That's why Elon is trying to have people become transhuman. Trying, they already are. And integrate technology into their bodies so they can pretty much compete. And to put these things in people's bodies, I mean, that comes from eating the different foods. So, like with nanotechnology or nanobites, people eating fast food or even people eating meat or whatever the case may be. That's why when you're fasting, when you're drinking water, when you are going outside, getting some sun, going for exercise, when you're doing these different things, you're able to clear out the nanoparticles inside of your bloodstream or inside of your DNA. But many people, the average citizen, does not do those things because they claim it's too hard or they're just too tired to do so. That's exactly why when they had children, those children will have those exact same particles in their mind and their bloodstream and their veins, and then they'll pass it on to their generation, so on and so forth. And be able to have a sort of balance with robot workers and sentient biological workers. So you become one with the soul out there with your soul. Your soul isn't yours. Your soul isn't for you to decide where it goes unless you follow certain religious rhetorics. Exactly. Excuse me. There's no such thing as a soul as well, because you are the observation of consciousness observing what you think you're feeling subconsciously. But subconsciously, that's a feeling that we have been taught to put a conditioned spell towards or an enchanting towards, because a part of sorcery in linguistics, when you learn a word and when that word gives you a memory, when you have experienced something around that word and when you look into it and you're living life with that word being attached to you, that's when you're going against yourself. That's when you're putting a spell upon your mind, placing yourself in damnation because you believe that this word is what it is. Whole entire time, a soul does not know that it's a soul. A human being put that opinion into fruition so that people can follow its order. Whole entire time you're ordering yourself to jump off the cliff into your own damnation to where now you'll be recycled into what you think the soul is being. Whole entire time nobody has their soul, but you are a solar awareness of your observation. So you have to be aware of your consciousness outside of your soul because your soul is not conscious of itself.
I believe, and what you believe is where you will go in the afterlife. Scientists have come out and said that they have proven that the afterlife takes place in another dimension.
And that's basically just quantum physics or quantum theories. And that's quantum science. Basically, if your consciousness is in another dimension, that means that this dimension is the void of your nature. And you are literally looking into what's the thing? I'm just going to show you the triangle with that rainbow. That's the best way I can describe it. Triangle with light going through it. Let me go and show myself right here. That this is literally. So hold on. So let's go back to that point, that key point.
That they have proven that the afterlife takes place in another dimension.
The afterlife takes place in another dimension. I gotta figure out these angles. Okay. God damn. All right. And that's exactly what is happening. So this is that black behind this triangle. The thing is too, that triangle is the all-seeing eye, the symbolism. So in the all-seeing eye will be placed in the what? The middle. If that's the case, they are enslaving your consciousness inside of geometric symbolism. And with that light right there, that's the signaling of our consciousness putting itself into ignorance that comes into color or hue. And as you can see, you got your desires up top, you got your root, you got your sacral, then you got the heart, you got the throat, you got the third eye, and then the crown at the bottom. And the thing is too, LGBTQ as well. So they when they put this at first, they told you you're going to put your basically we live in the upside down. So even with the what's that thing called? Hold on, triangle upside down with triangle right. So that's how I know it's early. I forgot the name of that. Is it Hermeticism? This is the Star of David or a hexagram. Thank you. The 6 pointed star. How did I forget about that? The hexagram. So even with the hexagram, I mean I can't see that, but the hexagram as well. So even with that hexagram right there. Our consciousness being the void, so being the black right here, and in the middle, that's where they square our consciousness. So the matter is stuck in between the hexagram right here. But as you are able to go outside of that, you realize that you are basically consciousness putting yourself into what never mattered. So the only things that matter to us are the things on the other side of this veil that we are stuck in. So realistically, we are the void, we are space, we are the black hole, we are the nature, we are the observation of God or source, and source has no color. And black is an abstract color, so it does not exist. And because it doesn't exist, we basically signal ourselves genetically, subconsciously, because we are the projection of our thoughts. We live in the womb of our thoughts because we are the observation of what a thought cannot think about. When you put your thoughts to this illusion right here, what does it have to do? That feeling right there. And that's the thing too. This is where consciousness comes into play. Everything in the middle right here is exactly what becomes the bridge towards what we are able to now interpret in this simulated reality. So if they can prove that, they never proved that because realistically, in the afterlife, your consciousness is still basically being where it was always being. So you can't go into the afterlife because you're already there. So in my interpretation, that means that if we die today, what you remembered, what you held on to, and what you felt, what you were traumatized by, and what you healed will determine where you go in the next observation. So meaning that if your life was gone today and you wake up tomorrow, you'll be in a whole different body. You'll be like, what was that? That's literally what the afterlife is. Every day you wake up in the same exact afterlife. So there is no afterlife when you're living in it right now.
You hear about hauntings and ghost stories, that would make sense. It's almost like people are caught in the in between. They haven't completely crossed over. Maybe if this is all a simulation and being ran by some hyper advanced computer, every computer has errors, every computer has flaws.
And if that has flaws, who's the one implementing these flaws into our mind? Ourselves. They told you magic was make-believe because it's real. We live in the upside down. And we live in an upside down that's basically a hexagram. We live in a inverted world, inverted society, to where people think as if idolizing celebrities or praising them or going to school, working a job, and eating dead flesh and being negative and selling your morals is the way to go. But when you go outside that program, now you're reversing your inversion that was instilled from your family and your bloodline onto you. Now, can you, I don't know why they're asking Grok, but this group of people who seem to be conducting some kind of child sacrifice ritual to Moloch. And the thing is, too, this implication of what people have been doing since ancient time periods is still going on today. Our families sacrifice us to go to elementary school or daycare, middle school, high school, college, even the corporate industry. I mean, our parents are the first bearers of false light to sacrifice us to a deity that's called money or jobs or whatever the case may be, even sports. And the thing is, too, a lot of these people were doing this because they thought as if they were going to get granted a wish from, the sun god. That's exactly why they were making, for one, idolizing these statues, and then with this idol worship, idolaters or pagans is exactly what these satanic beings will do behind closed doors. So your mom and dad basically just did this exact same thing to majority of society, especially if you're not your gender and you know it. This is what your family members did to you in the hospital. It ain't no different. All it is the exact same symbolism. Only difference is the mask that the illusions are wearing. I hate watching stuff like that, bro. It should just give me just an eerie feeling, bro. Like it's sick. And then action deity primarily associated with child sacrifice. Yep. So you can watch that as well. Everything I'm showing you, you can do your own research. I mean, they can ask you chat GPT if they want to, but oh yeah, just another day at Planned Parenthood. So people who get abortions, I mean, come on. Sacrificing kids and Moloch is just part of their history and they want to go celebrate it. Is that so wrong? Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's go on to the next video right here. Not gonna lie, 6ix9ine is probably the hardest snitch in history. You see what I'm saying? Like people do not care about snitching like people think they do. People only care on the internet, but in real life, people will say things like this because that's really how they feel. Like this nigga has on a damn button-up shirt with a shiesty on. You are a great kid. If your mom seen this, she would slap the shit out of you. She probably wouldn't because some moms and dads, they condone this behavior, obviously. And they probably got you that ski mask as well, unless you got your own type of money. But you have a button-up shirt with a jacket on, with a shiesty mask on. You're talking about another transgender woman being the hardest snitch in history. Whole entire time, 6ix9ine literally exposed herself by what people have been doing, and yet this is the hardest snitch ever. And her music is ass. It's just so fucking trash. 6ix9ine, come back. We sorry, we ain't mean it. I don't know who we is. I don't know who that is. Okay, so this whole song is gonna be them rapping. All right, I'm just gonna mute that. But look at them. Look at these people. Oh, also look at the symbolism, the cheetah print, and all that, letting you know what these beings are being. Oh, yeah, also the blonde symbolism, sacrificing their morals. They will do anything they can to maintain clout, fame, and notoriety and attention. Since every rapper is snitching, now we might as well bring this motherfucker back. Yep, following trends. Telling you, but these people never care. So when people were bashing 6ix9ine, now look at them. They're hypocrites. Humanity is hypocritical and they have no idea. And they're contradicting. They have no idea what they're even doing. All they're doing is just following the trend. Like these people, the thing is, so this is everything that we're seeing is the hive mind. People have the exact same thought process. And it's sad to see. It's a shame, a damn shame. Since Young Thug Ride and still relevant, can we bring the GOAT back? Oh my God, a grown ass woman. Ugh. Like, look at the mockery, man. Look at the mockery. You can't have this on your wall, and you are telling yourself, Six not looking more street than y'all favorite rapper. Do you see how powerful Freemasonry is? Freemasonry has people really thinking as if 6ix9ine is a rapper whole entire time. She is handling the raps that the industry has given her. It's just sad as fuck, bro. And where is your facial hair at? You a grown ass man reciting lyrics that never came from her, but imposters that want to see you fall into damnation spiritually. Crazy, man. Crazy, bro. Damn, it's 6:22. 6ix9ine when he was hungry. You're wearing a shiesty and looks like a nice household. On top of that, look at your we ain't even gonna talk about, the color of people's skin. It's just the fact, like, bro, y'all gotta stop doing this because when you cut the cameras off, you gotta go wash some dishes, you gotta go clean the floor, you gotta clean your room, do your homework, take a shower, make sure you, like, bro, y'all are some great kids, man. Y'all gotta stop this act, bro. You're not like that. Since these rappers snitching anyway, can we finally admit how tough 6ix9ine was? And knowing that's cap, not only just that, you got two inverts on your wall, Kobe and Jordan. And whole entire time, Kobe is Jordan and Jordan is Kobe 2.0. And they're the exact same consciousness of hermaphrodites or androgynous beings. Can we forgive the GOAT now? Sad, bro. Now that's 2025, I can admit 6ix9ine music was hard as hell. I can't lie. Y'all just following trends. Y'all following waves. This shit's so pathetic. Not only just that, why are people doing that? Shit's weird. As you can see, people are followers. I have no mind of their own. Whoa. Let's not play that out loud. Yeah, I bookmarked this because I said, wait a minute. And you know me, for one, Dragon Ball Z gonna always be my favorite anime. That was my first anime I ever got put onto as a child. But everything happening in ATL right now happened in Naruto. Let's see the comparison because we're gonna see this is accurate. Young Thug equals Orochimaru. The event that lines up. This is probably the most obvious comparison with Thug whole image being tied to snakes like Orochimaru. He has always moved in the shadows, positioning himself as a mastermind overseeing Atlanta rap for nearly a decade. Both built entire villages around him. Orochimaru with the hidden sound and Thug with YSL, and both ended up accused of betraying their own. The irony runs deep. Thug allegedly snitched on YSL, got out and blackballed Gunner for snitching while being, for one, Gunner was going to be blackballed anyways. I don't know why people think as if Young Thug has power like Orochimaru. And the thing is, too, Orochimaru had no power because this nigga Orochimaru got sacrificed by his own prospect, Sasuke. So this is a horrible comparison. You basically saying Gunna extracted Young Thug's energy to be where he is today. And the thing is, too, both of them are still fucking failures for snitching while being a bigger snitch himself. Just like Orochimaru, he is both feared and respected, a person whose power is undeniable, but whose loyalty is also in question. For one, if anybody is fearing and respecting Young Thug, that's a damn shame, bro. Gunna equals Itachi. No, 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 sir. No, sir. Gunna carried the weight of being labeled a snitch and betraying his own people. Much like Itachi, for one, Gunna never owed anybody anything. So how can you betray people that never cared about you? Also, another grown woman as well, and also a clone. So this is a didn't Gunna say my body is hollow? Hold on. Mm, and I'm back in Rodeo. Yeah, yeah, hold on. And I'm back in Rodeo. I'm gonna wait till that part play. Hold on. Hold on, my bad, y'all. Okay, there we go. Wait, no. Okay, because I want to be able to, I want y'all to see the lyrics too, bro. Linguistic sorcery, literally. Inside my body is hollow. Just that simple. And she has to tell you, inside my body is hollow. So who's inside of her body? Crazy as fuck. Much like Itachi bearing the burden of wiping out his own clan. For one, and that's how I know people don't watch Naruto. Itachi eliminated his family because his father and the police force, they were implying to capture Naruto, extract the Nine Tails, and use it for power through corrupt abilities. And the Hidden Leaf Village basically implied that his clan was going to lead a coup d'etat. So Itachi had to do one thing and one thing only, sacrifice his clan, because if not, they were going to use the power of the Nine Tails to overthrow the Hidden Leaf Village and not seem like they were outcasts. So Itachi had to either follow his clan and use that for power, which he didn't want to do, or follow the Henley village's orders. And what did he do? Sacrifice his whole entire clan while also getting his cousin Obito, which was basically the masked figure of Toby. And when Itachi did that, he used Itachi used Obito's help to eliminate his clan or whatever. Both were cast out and hated at first, but in the long run, they grew into something much bigger than the groups they deserted. Gunna ended up surpassing the entire YSL roster and reaching success. And Gunna only did that because Gunna was basically willing to sacrifice his asshole and bend over, or even sacrifice people as well, like artists and friends and family members, in blood, and consuming adrenochrome, and even cloning his own consciousness to be where she is today. So this is not an accurate depiction. And just how Itachi was strong enough to seal Orochimaru and save Sasuke, still he chose to take the pain on himself and move past it to live out his purpose. In the end, both became legends, their names tied to betrayal, but also to a legacy that can't be denied. Literally, idol worship. Gunna does not have a legacy, and Gunna is not a legend. Like, people think as if motherfuckers are legends just because they make music. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not in tune with Rollo, so I don't care about that. Lil Key, to me, Young Thug sacrificed Lil Key. Key mirrors Neji in almost every way, both are prodigies in their realms, clearly ahead above their peers, and their influence continues to resonate. First of all, Lil Key was ass as fuck. Lil Key has some songs that were nice, but Lil Key was not above anybody. Keed shaped the sound of modern ATL, and if Keed, and this is true to some people, that means that Keed shaped the sound of modern ATL, and that is trash ass rap, and especially the underground with artists like Nine Vicious and 1300 Saint. Their deaths were sudden and shocking, sacrificed by their peers, leading fans to mourn a potential that was never fully realized. If you're mourning over somebody that you don't even know, an invert, you're getting your energy harvested. Even in their absence, their influence lingers. With Keed in the ATL rap scene and Neji in the legacy of Konoha, both are proof that true talent leaves an imprint even long after it's gone. Cap. Wood equals Toby. Not a great comparison. Like, bro, this shit's so crazy. These niggas is comparing Gucci Man to Hagoromo, which is basically the god of Naruto. Gucci really has earned his spot as a Sega six pack. All these years, no controversy, no snitching. On top of that, too, when Gucci's a clone as well, because what happened to the ice cream tattoo that Gucci used to have? Like, once Gucci went into prison and came back out looking like this, that's when I knew, like, oh, that's just a hollow being. or a sentient entity playing as the character Gucci Man. He's a person that both sides can respect, regardless of which side of the battle they pledge their allegiance to. These niggas is sleep, bro. These niggas is comparing Future to Mod, man. I don't know who the fuck that. I keep seeing that person though. 21 Savage is my guy. Lil Baby equals Kabuto. What? Playboy Car. I ain't gonna look into that. Y'all can go ahead and do that if y'all want to. That's pathetic as fuck. All right, let's keep on going. Let's mute that. For one, this shit's weird. And this is why I bookmarked this. Y'all some certified losers. For one, you're a grown ass man and you went to a grown man's concert, and this is basically what you put on your phone. Tell Doug he's a rat. So you went to the concert to do this. You went to the concert to show him this with a thumbs up. How do you feel about that? Loser. Corny. I'm not about to do all that. I'm not gonna listen to the audio, but I would rather have 100 enemies than one friend like Young Thug. And the thing is, too, I wouldn't have either because they're both snakes. I like this right here because do you believe there are lands beyond Antarctica? I don't believe, but I know there are. And I think as if too, the ice wall is so high. And because too, our perception is limited by what we are enclosed into seeing, all the lands outside of our firmament are also experimental processings of what we genetically are trafficked into not being aware of. So I really think as if our consciousness is so expanded, it's so infinite, so where we are in different terrestrial lands that aren't even talked about in schools or even in our government, because why would they show us a truth in space in between your ears? All right, let's get into this video right here as well. Okay, this just turned up. Let's do it.
I was an undercover CIA officer for over 25 years. We liked the idea of stunt double masks, the quick on, the quick off. They dramatic.
Ex-CIA members admitting this to you, and if you don't understand this, then you're asleep.
We change your appearance. And we started using them and found them to be valuable to our operations. So we went back to our disguise labs out of Langley, and we invented a whole new genre of masks. Masks that are so good, that are so realistic, that you can actually get up close and have a personal contact with someone for an extended period of time. I said the stunt double mask came off quickly. So did our new masks, on and off like a hat. Those masks were the beginning of a whole new generation of work that we did at the CIA. Once
And the thing is, too, I like that because this interpretation right here.
were the beginning of a whole new.
So when this video came out, because I know somebody can say, well, wait a minute, why don't I just go ahead and do this exact same motion? You don't think that the CIA enforce something stronger to where this won't happen anymore? So if you walk up to somebody, you do this shit and it doesn't work, you're gonna say, man, these people don't got no mask. The sorcery worked. They really believe people are not out here walking around with masks because they seen this type of video. I mean, it's all by design. The CIA is in they're in position for a reason.
Generation of work that we did at the CIA. Once we could make these masks that fit you so well, then we discovered we could make twin. We could make another you. There could be two of you. We could actually make 5 or 6 of you, but usually one extra was all we needed.
I tell you, bro. So the young thug that people or the young thug that people are seeing or listening to, that's not the actual young thug. Young thug was long gone the moment she decided to become famous. Whenever that first breakout song happened, that's when young thug was gone. Also, another inverted being exposing what she went through because she sacrificed her son to be on the media to get attention and people look up to her. And this is how you know these people are doing whatever they want and whatever they can to maintain the diamonds, the jewelry, the earrings, the girls, the cars, the houses, wheats versus the tares. The wheats are the ones who are biologically their gender, and we do not care about fame and fortune. Do we not want to be admired for our works? Yes and no, but we do not care for fame. We will not sell our morals. We will not sacrifice our dignity to be validated by unconscious opinions. But the tears, they are programmed, they are created, they are manifested by sentient beings that need a body. So when she just mentioned we can make 5 or 6 of you, how many clones is this person being in? How many masks is she wearing?
His best friend Young Thug. You see, he got mad at Gunna. I'm talking about what's pissing on Young Thug. Okay, stop playing on me. That in a halter top. He in a hot pink halter top. Gang with some Daisy Dukes on. Stop playing on me. Man.
And people look up to people wearing fingernail polish. When I understood that, when I learned that many people who look like me, they're looking up to people that wear fingernail polish, I said, oh boy. This is when I knew society became feminized as grown men. This shit's sick, bro.
Is that surprising to see from someone like Little Baby?
No. Why is surprising to see? Like, he was the same at P. Diddy parties, at the white parties, at Jay-Z parties. He's the same person, right? That's different. That's different, Little Baby.
No, that's the same Little Baby.
Well, he been gay then. The fuck?
And the thing is too, when he's saying like, or when she's saying he been like Lil Baby been gay, when Lil Baby was getting sandwiched by, I forgot that CEO, but when Lil Baby was getting sandwiched and all that, understand, like, I don't like that. I don't like those gay conversations or gay topics, but we want to be honest with ourselves. What is gay when you were born a woman and you have a woman's consciousness in a man's body? So it's like secretly, if you're getting a train ran on you, for example, your nature enjoys that. It looks gay because we see you as a man, but you see yourself as a woman playing a man. So who's really gay? And what is gay to gay when gay does not know how gay it thinks it could never be? But people will classify that as what people are not aware of or in tuned into. But the thing is, though, all of them who are famous are gay. So it's like we don't talk about that because that's what y'all are into, and that's just some weird ass. That's some weird sexual shit. I don't like it.
So you don't think so you think that those pictures combined with this isn't a good look for him?
It's a good look for Baby. Everything is a good look for Baby. Because Baby is gay. You heard him talk before? He can't even talk. Talk like a retarded. Stop playing on me. I don't know why he write
That's ironic.
the rap, but it stutters so much when he talk. Playing on me, man. But Baby is gay.
And he just did it. I was like, how you gonna talk about somebody stuttering when they talk or this or that, and you do the exact same thing, or you did the exact same thing. Not only just that, you got close to all these celebrities and you don't think you did something for a deal as well? It's like, come on, man.
Might know Baby gay. Come on, gang. That shit ain't nothing new. Everybody in Atlanta wearing dresses and shit.
I ain't never worn no dress a day in my life, and I can take that to my grave. My mom probably kill me. I ain't even gonna lie. I wouldn't even blame her. I ain't gonna lie. Just take me out, mom. If I ever wear a dress, kill me.
Well, I recently seen you post on your page about Young Buck. You seen Young Buck or something?
Oh, shit. He gay too. That nigga had a wig on, gang. Listen. Buck had a wig on. He had a real wig on. It was a lace front wig. Gang? I don't know. Everybody doing weird shit nowadays. I don't know what's wrong with Young Buck.
Hey, you can relate because you did some weird shit too to get into the industry. All right, let's get into this one right here.
You can buy number. Listen, I want the world to know that Billboard is a lie. You can buy number ones on Billboard. I want that to register in your head. You can buy number ones on Billboard. Now, let me tell you what happened. We was having an ongoing investigation just now. Silvio from Billboard, right? There's like probably 5 or 6 of them that come up with the charts with Nielsen and everything. Last Thursday, Ariana was stuck with you, submitted 60,000 units last second. With the investigation, we found this. They purchased half of those things with 6 credit cards. When we asked where was those 6 credit cards linked to, Billboard said we can't disclose that information. Understand this. They bought 30,000 and so units with 6 credit cards.
And somebody be like, well, what's the point of this? This basically means these people are not talented. So when you see people hitting the charts or whatever, they're buying views, they're buying bots. You can literally go on a website right now on Google and say, buy Instagram followers, and they'll give you a whole list of websites to get. You gotta put your information in as far as your card and all that, and they will give you the likes, the comments, the followers. So people who have a lot of followers, we got a lot of likes, we got a lot of attention and all that. They're constantly buying validation.
Credit cards. Now, again, you're gonna enjoy your number one. Explain how you buy 30,000 with 6 credit cards, right? Now let me explain to you something.
And because of that, why do you think many people are in debt? Why do you think many people have to owe something to these industries? So they're not working as hard as you think because they're not good. They're not talented. They're buying validation. They're buying admiration. They're buying idolization. These beings, these inverts are buying lies and people are falling for it.
Billboard doesn't want to know this. Now I understand why Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj say Billboard, like we used to look up to number one, to Billboard, but now it's like we know it's all manipulated, right? It's all fabricated. You can buy number ones. This is what these artists do, right? And it's not fair. I want you to see this. Gooba streamed 50 million streams, and this is what they're counting only 50 million streams, right? They only counted, look what Billboard counts. They only counted 31 million. Billboard illegally disqualified 20 million streams so it can drop down, and the people who bought the number one, which was Stuck With You, can go.
And this is basically a Hispanic woman. No offense to that community, but it's just like, that whole wave of bonnets. What the hell is that? But yeah, if you wear a bonnet, you're weird to me. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, this is a grown-ass woman basically showing you the truth that she did as well. So if you see how her songs went viral, she exposed herself and she decided to be honest so that people can now bring her back into the light of fame and fortune because she was broke.
So number one, 31 million, which places us at 38 points. When in 5th place, you were stuck at 32 points. 6 credit cards buys you 36 credit. Listen, you can buy number ones on Billboard. I'm letting you know that. We just did a whole investigation, and their best answer was we can't disclose that information. Now, Billboard, if you want to explain to all the hardworking artists out there, the hardworking artists and established artists at that, because there's a lot of established artists right now that don't get number ones and don't understand why. It's like looking at an apple, right?
Basically, you had to pay to play. That's all it is. You had to pay to get in. And what does that cost you?
An apple sometimes is most likely red, right? There's green apples, but just look at this. There's apples that are red, right? And you're looking at an apple, and this is what we did with Billboard. Yo, explain how you deduct. If there's 50 million streams, right, on Gooba, why only count 30 million, right? So it's like looking at an apple and say, I'm obviously looking at you, you're red, but you're not, but you're telling us it's not red. You got caught cheating red-handed, right? And say, no, we can't disclose that information. We can't. I want the world to know. You can buy number ones. If you're part of a label, just say, listen, I want part of my budget. Just buy me a number one record. Because that's what you're doing, right? And it's not fair to artists who work. I got the biggest record. Let's show you Google, right? Compared to these other records. And if you want to compete with this is in 1 week, right? Zoom in on that. If you want to compete, this is 184 million, and you counted 30 million streams and disqualify everything else because
I mean, that's still not a great example because I mean, you still sacrifice your morals to even get those numbers. I mean, what do you got to do to get 184 million views on your video? I mean, that's like the message, it made sense, but you still aren't telling the truth. Now, shout out to Skull and Gate, always. Thank you for answering my request as well. I just wanted to be a little faster, but I can't get everything in life, so it's cool. But now, y'all may know who this is, and he look like, or she look like J. Cole, but David Arnold Augustine Jr., D1, and biological female African Skull and Gate. So trying to act like she's all godly and spiritual and all that symbolism right here, showing you her initiation. And of course, they gotta always wear a turban or they're wearing do-rags or they're wearing hats. If you're wearing headwear all the time, you're hiding something. You are deceiving. It's that simple. And I saved this one right here because where's that video at? Oh, there we go, right here. Bingo. When I seen this, I said, oh boy.
Young Thug is passionate about proving to y'all he is not a snitch and he did not break the G code. And I love that passion from Young Thug, but it's
That's how I know. You're literally pandering. You're catering to her because you're defending your sisterhood. I would say the sorority, the daughters of ISIS. There we go.
one thing. He is tweeting this to prove it to y'all that he is not a snitch. Then he tweeting this to prove it to y'all some more that he is not a snitch. And more tweets, and more tweets, and buku more tweets. But it's right passion, wrong purpose. Yo, imagine we had this passion about proving that we loyal to God and not being used as pawns by the devil. Imagine we
But you are a pawn used by the devil or your subconscious mind. You did the exact same thing as all these other artists. So you're not off the hook. I'm so tired of people using God as a scapegoat for the actions that they cannot justify behind closed doors. But when the phone cuts on, all of a sudden you're just a holy person and you honor God on the screen, but behind closed doors, you're hanging with Freemasons and you're bowing down to a Baphomet. Crazy as fuck.
about proving that we loyal to the God code and not just the G code or the street code. Man, we put so much energy into things that don't even be mattering, yo. We got so much loyalty into things that ain't even real. I'm urging all my brothers and sisters, especially in hip hop culture, whether you're a fan or executive or an artist, man, we can do better, y'all. Let's keep this same passion that Young Thug got, but let's apply it to something eternal. That ain't hip hop, no. That's hypocritical. How? Hypocritical. How? Hypocritical.
So you literally said that ain't hip hop, that's hypocritical. So you just told on your own hypocrisy. Freemasons are fucking idiots. Freemasons rule your reality. Shout out to this guy right here as well, or this woman, probably a woman, but she be on the same type of wavelength or he. But as you can see, Young Thug 33, he's mentioned in the line. Lil Durk song, Mad Max, around 122 minutes into the song. 33 being painted in blood. Lil Durk, Rico Act, Young Thug. Simple. Y'all not gonna hold on. Y'all not gonna like this one, but Young Thug is literally tired of Freemasonry. They were caught doing ghost sacrifices, not random. That's ritual stuff. Now look at how many people around him died during the trial. Y'all never thought the sus fashion he pushed was part of a bigger agenda. Most only see the surface, but if you actually research Freemasons beyond the entry level club image, which is basically enter an apprentice or smoke and mirrors, you'll see it connects to sacrifice, symbolism, and control. I think it's innocent at the top levels, just connecting the dots. Yup. Gold sacrifice. And the thing is too, if it's smoke and mirrors and Freemasonry, then honestly, a goat can be symbolism for a human being because technically speaking, we are all considered to be goyim to the imposters called the Uish community. And so people will say this is not Young Thug, this is Photoshop, this or that. You can try to save face all you want, but these photos don't come out of nowhere. And nobody's going to waste their time putting a dress on a grown man. If you do that to ruin somebody's image, you're weird. But if you know yourself, you know that if you doing this stuff it wouldn't make sense to you. So why would you put it on? But cheetah print, letting you know she's a beta sex slave. Beta sex slave meaning that they put you under mind control. And when you go into those executive offices, they're going to have their way with you. And then once they're done, they're going to give you all that you wanted and desired. So exactly why she got the fingernail polish, got the MK Ultra symbolism for the beta sex slave, and then got a skirt on. And as you can see, people wearing skirts and shit in Atlanta. I mean, it's just crazy as fuck.
Man, this is not. Here are 5 things you don't know about. Oh, that was gonna be on top. Couple pets. Yeah, organ. I'm a Mason. I'm a Mason. You got my face.
I'm a Mason. Look at that. And that was one of my pictures for the thumbnail too. I ain't gonna lie. I've been trying to get a pair of these, but that's besides the point. But yep, showing you the symbolism. And of course, as you can see, and the thing is too, this gives me PTSD because this is basically like, bro. And look, if on my Patreon, y'all, on my Patreon, this is the symbolism to let you know who's a part of it. So a lot of times it'll be your right foot. Your right foot is connected to your left foot, just to let you know what club that you're in. Yep. See, can't make it up. You're an apprentice, fellow craft, master mason. So, okay, so damn, I didn't even know that. No, it's probably in one of these books or whatever, but so you got the right foot, that's the EA, smoking mirrors, but then as you climb that second level, now you do the other foot, and then when you go to the next level, now you're doing both of these.
Man, this is not.
And then was expected to testify in Young Thug's YSL Rico trial, but he died before he could. And who killed him? Young Doug is free. He should definitely come on high level conversations. So many lessons during the trial. 19 Keys as well. Most definitely a sellout because you know you're a sellout. That's all I'm gonna say. You're a sellout, bro. Young Thug, forget what people think, bro. God has blessed you with another shot at life. We have been tricked into applying the right passion to the wrong purpose. I pray hip hop applies this message to fans, media outlets, and artists. Sad as fuck. A sellout. Doug literally put AT on the map. That is cap. For one, the shadow societies put these inverts on the map. So Doug was just, excuse me, Doug was just the poster girl to putting putting AT on the map. And then I wanted to,
Stay gangster. Stay gangster. I always tell a nigga. That's all I'm saying. I tell my whole hood, you know the police ain't give you no time. Stay gangster. So don't tell them that. When they lock you up and they want to question you or anything, just at least buck on them. Like, make them feel like you ain't gonna tell. Like,
you ain't even follow your own advice and you sacrifice a little kid.
man, going to court or something, bro. Like, don't tell. Like, you told the police ain't fuck, nigga. What they got the police was finna do? They still gotta take you in. They already wrote the ticket. They already called it in. No matter what you tell them in the police, niggas telling in the police car. You in car getting busy. Yeah, you think this? You think this man finna? You think this man finna pull over and let your pussy ass out the car? You think this nigga finna pull over and let your pussy ass out the car? Still gonna go through a process. When you tell him, he gonna say, "Okay, I got a lieutenant. You can tell that to." Like, hey, don't even tell me, bitch ass nigga. I can't write this on your ticket. So tell to this person. Tell to this.
Can't even follow her own advice. It's just sad, bro. And both of them sellouts too. So, because also Gilly sacrificed her son and her cousin to get all these people on $1 million worth of game. And the thing is too, they don't provide any game. Also, Sauce Walker, you sacrifice, I think, one of your artists as well, so you're also a sellout, and you're projecting as well. Snakes and rats are in the same group of the animal kingdom. The scum in the jungle, no honor amongst snakes and rats. Don't try to switch to a spider now. Your snakes can already expose. Y'all fans and kids still want to be slimes, or y'all finally understand the message now. They will never understand the message. And oh yeah, a lot of people who say amen and all that, this is who you are basically talking to. So you're talking to Lucifer. And I'm gonna play this right here as well. And what you're looking at is basically a human hunting party. I don't know what movie this is though, but this is a human hunting party. And the thing is too, Kiki Palmer, which is also a guy as well, went through this. So by them even having a scene of this happening, she's literally telling on herself by what she still experiences today. Quality sucks, bro. Like, why does it look like that? Damn, that's the highest?
Hey y'all.
Oh, what up, little Kiki?
Yo, the mixes piece in so good. We're gonna mess around and have us a whole project.
Shit sound good. It sound better than most of these girls out here in the scene, you know what I'm saying? Shit, people driving my sound though. They're like, look at Khalid. This shit ain't been the same since we stopped working. You know what I'm saying? Well, look, that be the problem with these little bitches, man. I swear, like they always want some shit. They don't want to give some shit. You feel?
Give and exchange. So, in my sticky notes, yep, this is called a. So, y'all can make sure y'all see this. Got on my sticky note right here for y'all. I'm telling y'all, but we be deep in this research. Reward expectation mindset, genuinely respecting and being. Oh, no, my bad. So, reward expectation mindset, that was for a different video, but transactional mindset, I do something nice, I expect something. And tell me this is not basically majority of Hollywood, majority of the people that you probably dated before, your bosses. I mean, society is literally on that type of wavelength. I do something nice for you, like getting you a record deal or getting you into the door of being famous and getting your family out the hood. So these people, these CEOs, whatever, these bosses, these artists that sign other artists, they expect head, they expect pussy from you, they expect you to suck up their whole crew, whatever. And when you don't do it, you don't make the charts, you don't get your songs out there on platforms, you don't get heard no more, you get blackballed.
Feel me? Like, come on, man. I'm nice, but I ain't that nice. Bro, motherfuckers is dropping M's to be in the same room as me. You feel me? Shit, you want a song? Oh, we fucking.
I mean, bro, we literally just said that before it even happened.
Oh, we fucking. Talking about, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm. Make you uncomfortable.
That was good. You ready? Yo, bitch, you ready or what?
TJ, did you just call me a bitch?
Yeah, I just called you a bitch. What you gonna bitch about it? Bitch? Shit, come on, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, come on, let's go, nigga.
And that's exactly how they act.
Yep. What am I to them? Bait?
Mm-hmm.
They're the weird ones.
Mm-hmm.
Wasting valuable time trying to coerce someone into a 5-second act. How about you just be real about what you really want and ask for that? Instead of being a punk ass bitch. Silly me for thinking they would ever fuck with me just off the strength of my time.
Yeah, why would they? It doesn't make any sense. All right. And last but not least, four ciphers 212-1272-423-238. Who is Young Thug? Nobody cares anymore. Clear as day, many people will still idolize this person, and we already seen that in the comment sections, a lot of these videos. And of course, I haven't gotten really much hate from these videos, but they hate the truth. So if anybody says Young Thug's not a woman or this and that, you can't stand the truth and you're not able to comprehend it. So your opinion means nothing. Remove Homo sapiens. So with transhumanism, that video with, I think it was Big Homie CC or whatever. I mean, and the thing is too, this literally means to remove the wise man. So a human being was supposed to be wise biologically, but of course, if you see, we live in a microwave society. People expect instant gratification and people expect things on their timing. And when it doesn't happen, they lose their thoughts. So that's exactly why they're removing wisdom from the human being. Coward actors and cops. So of course, by doing a cop or cop out deal or copping pleas or whatever, all they are, you're just literally watching a bunch of pussy ass actors and cops. So literally just informants. Person transgender. I mean, Really makes sense. Epigenetics explains, and the thing is too, somebody will say, well, how is that possible? Genetically, she was altered and sacrificed in utero. Yeah, in utero. So that's how she's able to do what she's doing. And that's how when she was young, she was wearing her dresses and all that because she was confused on what she was supposed to be. Adrenochrome shortage. So if that's the case, what do? They need to get, so when Young Thug mentioned energy, and then thank you God for all that, whatever. They need the energy of the elders and the youth as well, because they need to get the focus off of them and what they're doing as far as trafficking blood into underground societies. Listen to the music. And when she dropped the music video, whatever, in the song, people are doing what? Distracted by that. Perception, deception. Your perception will deceive you if you think as if Young Thug is a grown ass man, because that's your perception of what you don't do research in because you hate the truth. Science is important. Learning science is a learning science is important, but science itself is not important. But to an extent, it has some importance in the fallacies that scientists could even describe nor articulate or define without lying about it, because they took an oath as well. All deities respect him. That's why they called him Orochimaru or whatever, because they fear her but respect her as well. But the thing is, though, they respect her because basically she was willing to sacrifice a bunch of her artists, her morals, her body blood, her sister, I mean, to be where she is today. Do not overanalyze. And that's the whole point of why they do what they do, because they don't want you to see a cell under a microscope. They don't want you to look too deep into her database or into her acts or her practices, because why? You will figure out the truth in front of your face. Unnatural deceivers, literally meaning that from one, they're deceiving you and they're naturally not being their gender. That's like why this adds up right here. And thing is too, we are all cells under a microscope, and a microscope is the sun and the moon. Humiliation ritual. So what she's going through right now is a humiliation ritual, and she's going to basically climb the occultic ladder. And before you know it, by like next month, November, this whole situation will not matter. There are no coincidences. Everything aligns through the numbers. Everything is by design. So all the things that you see that are happening, they're happening by the numbers. They happen at certain times as far as the timeline for like the clock, for example, or even just the positionings of what's being placed through the masses. Concealing the knowledge. Concealing the knowledge to me means that, for one, she admitted she's a Mason, she beats all her cases. But how would you know that? Freemasons conceal the knowledge that people seek to find, and yet you can only find it by being in tune with your spirit. Tranny spotting, I mean, are we wrong? Adrenochrome harvest. I mean, same exact thing. These human hunting parties. I mean, all of that. And the thing is, too, they harvest the blood of children so that they can sustain their lives. And then for cryptozoology, another key point that I got, it's a metaphor that basically is a study for hidden patterns of manipulation, control, and dark rituals in entertainment industries. So a lot of times when you're understanding cryptozoology, you are tracking the behaviors of these figurines or these unconscious characters, and you are into or you're looking into their hidden contracts or symbolism, and they're obviously hijacking your consciousness. These are tear traits, wheats and tears. What video was that? Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. Skull. Mm-hmm. So like I already told y'all, I mean, I had that video too for a different topic. I forgot what that video was, but and so let's go to that database right there. These are tear traits. And what do we see right here? The tears, so your transgenders, your plans, your controlled oppositions, your celebrities, your politicians, your famous figures. This is what they're born to do. They're born to chase and attract this so that you can do the exact same thing. Whole entire time, you will sacrifice your morality, your spirit, and then you'll be under mind control. And then when you perish, you'll come right back to the same exact infinite loop. While the beings who are their biological genetics, all we care about is building a happy family, a protective home, and we're just off to the sunset to lead this realm that belongs to Tears. They are the gods of this world, while we are also the observation of God in their world. They are the gods of this world, and we are the observation of God in their world that they made up. We just came down here to see what the fuck was going on and never conformed to what they created. And we watched them create it as well. All is not as it seems. Literally. So the thing is, somebody be like, well, how is this stuff possible? All is not as it seems because don't forget, perception is deception. So if you have a perception of anything, you are being deceived. That's why you let go of labels, you let go of people, you let go of or titlings of deception or deceiving acts. Your false reality, meaning that Young Thug does not exist. So this is literally just a hologram of what people want to exist. So this is a character. And the thing is too, with that CIA video, you don't even know who's behind the mask. But of course, they will show you in Son of the Mask in the Truman Show, they will show you that it's only a matter of time before society will catch up. And it won't be majority of people, but most people will understand who these people are being. That's exactly why over time we only get greater, we only get better because realistically, people will understand that they're looking up to a bunch of illusions. They praise illusions, and the thing is too, all they want you to do is listen to the enchantment of an upside down perspective. So if you're listening to this music, and the thing is too, I used to listen to Young Thug as well, very heavy, but I didn't understand what was going on when I was a child or even in high school. I didn't understand that. But as I got older, I don't play Young Thug. Don't even play Young Thug around me because I don't even give a fuck about Young Thug. But as I understand, it's all a false illusion that these beings make up. Overall, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the video and thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing. And this will be my second video for today. So be in tune with the TikTok and YouTube and the Instagram messages and the Facebook as well. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. Make sure you all take care of your mental health. You take care of your spiritual health and make sure you become mindful. You sit in meditation and you appreciate your family, appreciate who you're being, appreciate how you're growing every single day. And overall, never give up on yourself when you start something new to help you remain in the enlightenment that can help you and your family reach a higher transcendence into a realm that cannot be reached by beings that cannot see themselves in this life that has no purpose and the meaning that we find meaning in spiritually. Have a great and abundant divine reflections. What a great video.